Welcome back to our apartment where our bodies are covered in mosquito bites.
Also, welcome back to our apartment where Dean has had something on his eyelid for hours and I have said nothing. Will you close your eye, please? I don't know what this is.
It might be a piece of the chair.
Dean's computer chair is falling apart and we're constantly covered in little pieces of it.
We're here doing something a bit different. We're gonna do something called Lamb's Chops. This is the first episode.
Welcomes to Lamb's Chops.
Welcomes to Lamb's Chops. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look over some of the burning questions that you had. Theory, help, I don't know, how would you describe it?
This is a guitar help forum. We are doctors. This is the WebMD video of the guitar world.
Why do we call it Dr. Dean and Professor Claire, like I suggested?
It's too long. It's too long. Although WebMD...
ShredMD?
ShredMD. Oh!
The goal behind this video series is to attack
We're both just scratching our
I told you we're covered. The goal
Sorry.
of this video series is to confront your very
weaknesses. You
The
guys
weaknesses.
are letting us know what your guitar weaknesses are, and we are trying to help you as best we can. And I really wanted this to be called the Lamb Laboratory, and I wanted to wear little white jackets and have beakers behind us. You know, like a Bill Nye the Science Guy, but we're guitarists.
You can see who the practical person in this relationship is. I wanted to just have a regular wedding. Claire wanted to ride in on horseback.
I didn't even consider that until you suggested it. And actually,
As
that's
a joke.
a
Okay,
medieval
so
wedding would have been great.
marital issues aside, we're going to start out. We're just going to do a few of these questions. Okay, so this question comes from Dears Musho.
There's Mutio.
Hybrid picking, he or she says, I just don't see its purpose, even though it's surely useful. Okay, as a guitar player, we usually stick to using this pick. Well, not this one, but a pick. We'll put a lot of effort into playing all these fast things with a pick. Hybrid picking is basically adding these extra fingers so that you can pick other notes in addition to using your pick. It makes it so that you're spending less energy to get the same amount of notes.
That's a lot of concepts on guitar, or just like in playing any instrument. How can you achieve the thing with the least amount of movement? Whether you're thinking about like your left hand or your right hand, you want things to move as little as possible. So hybrid picking is just a way to achieve that.
My very first thing of getting into hybrid picking was doing this exercise. Just arpeggiating a chord with your right hand fingers, and eventually it'll make its way into your playing, and you won't really need to practice it anymore. Once something is inside of your playing, then it becomes a part of how you learn new things. Let's find another one.
Mr. Hayden FX has a question here. Making two guitar parts sound good in tandem.
I don't think that's really a question. It's more of a statement.
For this, I would like to get my whiteboard.
Oh, I didn't know about this. You're back.
I'm back. So he's talking about contrapuntal music or counterpoint, where you have multiple melodic lines happening at the same time. You write your melodic line, right? Horizontally, like what are the contours of the melody? Where is it going up? Where is it going down, right?
Can you sing an example of that, please?
Oh. When you go write your second part, you also want to think about it as its own independent line horizontally, but as soon as you have counterpoint, you have to look at each point in a vertical plane as well. Once you have more than one melody, even though a chord is 3 or more notes, 2 can imply a chord. Also, you have to think about it as a chord progression. If this is the very start of your song, you'd want the first implied chord to be a 1 chord, most likely. So you want to have a dominant function somewhere, subdominant function somewhere, you could have a 2 chord, whatever. You want to think about things vertically and horizontally. Hopefully that makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense to me. I feel like these Roman numerals are somewhat confusing to some people, so I'd say if you're interested in that kind of stuff, look up dominant tonic function chords. On YouTube?
Yeah, if that's interesting to you, you can look up scale degrees,
Yeah.
chords, Roman numeral analysis, stuff like that.
Where'd you learn that stuff?
Music school.
She went to music school. I didn't.
I was in a music class in high school, and we did Roman numeral analysis there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I didn't understand what was going on. You'd have like a big Roman numeral, and then you'd have a bunch of little numbers next to it, and I didn't understand. And then when I went to school, I don't know, my brain was less stupid. I realized the little numbers
Debatable.
refer to the inversions of the chords.
Maybe the numbers were little just because you were so far away from them. The funny thing is about our relationship is that when we first met, I knew much more music theory than you did.
I didn't understand shit. Like, I was quaking in my boots.
And then one day you came home and you told me something I didn't know about music theory, and I was like, all right, well, that era of our relationship is over. But
Now I fucking know more than this guy.
Yeah. We have a question from Estee Lauderdale, or Estee Lauderdale.
Estee Lauderdale.
Bending with my pinky was and still is a Herculean task for me. And to that I say, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Oh no, let's try to help this person. Steve Edmondson
Edmondson.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's an extra D in there.
says theory...
Double D, Steve Double D, Stevie Double D.
Stevie Double D's. Stevie Double D's says, theory and playing in time are my killers. I've been playing about 7 years and I've just plateaued. I'm starting to lose faith and drive. I want to answer this question because your last sentence makes me a little bit sad. I don't want you to lose faith and drive. Music should be fun.
It's true.
Right? You should be enjoying the process. The world's shitty enough. You want to have a good time doing this, right?
Just because our apartment has silverfish doesn't mean the world's too shitty. We have a good life, don't we?
We have a great life. But
I
I
would
would say the world...
We got bananas on the microwave.
Okay.
They're pretty ripe. They're not too ripe though.
Yeah. For one, playing in time, just like noodling to a metronome at a nice slow speed, and then just fuck around and do some improv in that, and maybe you'll come up with a cool riff. Getting really used to hearing just this like consistent noise, and you just want to like practice that way enough that you have a really good internal sense of rhythm that doesn't waver or falter once the metronome is gone.
Building your internal meter.
And then also when you're listening to music, try to identify the tempo, guess the time signature. You can do active listening when you're just at a party listening to music. You can be practicing in another sense.
That's true, and also 7 years is not that long.
Yeah.
It is quite a while of your life, but it's not that long. It depends on how long you've been practicing and honestly practicing. And the only thing I would add to that would be play with a drummer if you can.
Because you said you plateaued. Everybody plateaus at some point, multiple times as well. You aren't gonna just constantly be getting way, way, way better. It's just what happens. Like, you can't just be fucking on the up and up every minute. Fuck yeah.
I think this next question ties into that, and I want to tackle this first.
Okay.
Hills Fury asks, the social aspect of being a musician is something I've always struggled with. Okay, the way that I interpret this question, how you feel about yourself versus how you perceive everybody else, I feel like there's too much competition in music. That being said, I don't think that competition is always a negative thing. It pushes you to become better. I think that oftentimes musicians forget that playing music is supposed to be fun. And if you have the right brain to solve the puzzle of music, then you're going to enjoy the act of becoming better. Whereas some people find the competition is too much to handle and it puts a negative spin on everything and they feel like they're always behind the curve. Don't forget, people are looking at you the way that you look at other people. And I think we spend too much time looking at our guitar like this and not enough time looking at our guitar like this. This is why I suggest playing in front of a mirror or filming yourself or teaching, anything to get yourself out of your own brain and listen to your playing through the ears of someone else is going to be positive for your musicianship.
Yeah, and having musician friends that have different music tastes can also be really awesome, because you can learn different things from them, or they may say something to you that just makes you think about music in a different way, or hear your own music in a different way or something.
In the end, do you feel like we answered some questions?
Definitely. I don't know if they got the answers they wanted, but they got the answers they fucking get.
No, they deserved.
No.
Like Batman.
I did this one other video. These aren't the answers you wanted, but they're the answers you're gonna fucking get. It's what I said doing a throwback.
Oh, a throwback. That's a very sad chord. Please, in the comments of this video, leave all of your burning questions for us, as myself, who is a mostly self-educated scab of a musician. I piece together things in a caveman style on my own or with friends, or yourself, who is a pristine, academic, learned scholar of music with a distinguished diploma of music. Not a degree, but a diploma.
Doesn't sound very good now.
Doesn't sound so good there.
Outed me.
Yeah.
With distinction, though.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Hopefully we can help you solve your dilemmas with music, guitar playing, and everything in general. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks for watching Lamb's Chops.
Okay. Oh, I hit the lens, dude.
I hit the tripod.